have a theory about relationships that I think is going to change your life because it changed my life. I feel like in society nowadays, we are made to believe that we should change our partner. And this is kind of a subconscious narrative that's going on, and it's seen in TV shows a lot. It's seen in a lot of different places. And it's kind of the essence of, okay, I'm coming to this relationship, there's a man, and he's gonna change just for me. So we see this in movies where there's like a bad guy and this really great girl, and the bad guy, just for that one girl, changes everything for her, and he's a great guy and he treats her so well, and now he's completely different. And I have a little theory, and I call this the out-of-the-box theory, that I want to share with you today to help you realize that you can't change a man, or you can't change a partner. I'm open to all genders and all sorts of people on this channel, just to make that clear. But you can't change a man. And I'm sure you've had a lot of different relationships in the past where you ignore a lot of red flags in the beginning. So you're like dating this guy and, oh, well, you know, he didn't pick up my check and we split the bill. And you think to yourself, well, you know, maybe that will change in the future. Or knowing well and good that you want a man who provides for you, right? And you're sitting there like, well, maybe it's just this one time, and you make excuses. I want you to get out of this idea of making excuses for a man. They are who they are, and they are showing you who they are. So another scenario could be you're dating a man and he's late for the date. And to you, that feels really bad. You feel anxious, you feel unworthy, there's just a lot of attachment to, okay, this man is late and now I feel uncomfortable. And you're like, well, it's fine. He let me know, you know, he got out of work late and all this stuff. And you're like, okay, next time maybe it's different. And then you go on a date, he's on time, you go on another date, and now he's late again. And you're like, oh, well, he has, you know, a valid reason. I understand. Sometimes I'm late. And a lot of times when you have this people pleaser tendency where you want to be so sweet and so nice to everyone all the time, you often give people a lot of benefit of the doubt. And when you're trying to date for marriage, which is kind of what this channel is about, is dating for marriage. When you're dating for marriage, there are things that you're willing to compromise on, and there's things that you're not. And the things that you're not willing to compromise on are the things where you actually have an emotion attached. Especially if you're someone who has worked on yourself and you know, okay, that bothers me and it's just not something I like, but I've worked through the trauma around that, so I know it's not fully trauma-based. Like, for example, if someone, you know, this is a ridiculous example, but if someone chews too loudly and your dad chewed too loudly and it gives you fear and anxiety every time you hear someone chew too loudly, that goes into you're willing to compromise because that's something that you actually need to work through, right? Because you're triggered, that's something you need to work through. But there's this other set of things that you actually value as a person, and your values and the person that you are trying to marry's values need to match. There's some things that you genuinely do not care about. For example, for me personally, I don't really care if a man dresses great all the time, because I don't really want to dress great all the time. I love dressing up. He likes dressing up, but when we're just like in our day-to-day, that's something that can go into the compromise pile, right? But for me, something I can't compromise on is tardiness. It actually really bothers me. I make sure that I'm on time. That's something that's, you know, important to me. If you're someone who's late and you understand how it feels to be late, that's something that you can compromise on. So as we are building our love list and creating this list of things that you're looking for when you are meeting people online or in person, and you're kind of going through this checklist of like, yes, and there are things that create genuine compatibility. So my theory is the out-of-the-box theory. When we were little girls, you don't buy veterinary Barbie and make veterinary Barbie be flight attendant Barbie. And I'm sure in real life, like, you did that, right? But that's not the point of why you buy veterinary Barbie. You buy veterinary Barbie because she has the stethoscope, she has the dog that comes with it, and you're gonna play with her as veterinary Barbie. You're not expecting veterinary Barbie to be flight attendant Barbie. And what I mean by that is, you do not go into a relationship thinking, oh, well, it's fine, with time he'll change. Or, oh, these things that I can't compromise on, it's okay, I'll let him know that I don't like that and he'll change for me. No. When you're dating for marriage, the thing that you want to do is take veterinary Barbie and use her as veterinary Barbie. Meaning, you take that man that comes out of the box with the values that you're looking for, and you do not expect to change him. Because the real thing about people is it takes a lot to change, and it takes their own will to change. Just because you want them to change doesn't mean they want to change. And so when you're meeting someone and you're making all these, compromises on what you feel. Oh, I mean, he's great, he has a really good job. Yeah, but he's like, he's late to every date, and, he doesn't really call me. And you feel yourself dip into a lower vibration, and you kind of feel a little bit bad when you're talking about those buts. If you're talking about buts to other people, like conditions, like he's great, but XYZ, it shouldn't lower your vibration. It shouldn't lower your mood. It should be, oh, he's great, and, sometimes he does this, but I do that too, and it doesn't actually cause a change to your body. And when you're looking for true compatibility, it genuinely is, these are the things I value, his values match. So if we go through some of the things that are important to value, it's, do you think similarly about money? If you really value security and you meet a man who spends frivolously, he's genuinely showing you who he is and what he values very quickly. Maybe on the first date, he spends a little extra, but even in that, you can tell, okay? If you go on a date with a man and, he's like, oh, get what you want, and it's kind of about you, and you can tell he's trying to serve you and like all those things, and versus a man who's like, well, I'm gonna order this steak and I'm gonna order this dessert, and oh, we need to order this and this and this and this and this. And you're somebody who values financial security, who values putting their money in a certain place. Watch and observe. So when you're on dating apps or when you're actually on in-person dates, observe. People are showing you who they are, okay? Let's say he was rude to the waiter. That's not an excuse if that's something you value. If you're a little rude to the waiter, it is what it is. Maybe you guys are compatible, right? In different ways. But if for you, respect is a huge value and he's a little rude to the waiter, you're not gonna play that off as, well, maybe he had a bad day. Well, that means every time he has a bad day, he thinks it's okay to be rude to other people. So when you're dating for marriage, it's about taking them out of the box. It's about finding this man who, values time at home because you value time at home. Or you find a man who values going out and socializing because you value going out and socializing. You're not trying to find someone who's exactly the same, but you're picking your values. I've stressed this so many times in this video. It's what are the things that you actually need so that your body feels good and safe and it aligns with who you are. The rest of the stuff doesn't really matter. Like his job doesn't really matter, right? You don't have to pick, okay, he has to be a doctor. Unless for some reason that is just absolutely a requirement. It's more so, what is the value behind that that's important to you? It's, I value someone who cares about health and who is ambitious. Those are the values that you're looking for. The actual job doesn't really matter. So you're gonna take my out of the box theory this week. If you're looking on a dating app and the guy says, oh, well, I really enjoy going to the bar, Do not think to yourself, well, I can change that. He'll stop going to the bar for me. You think to yourself, this man goes to the bar. I don't like that. Swipe away, okay? So if you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe. I'm building a community here, so please leave a comment. Say, hey, tell me what your name is. Tell me your situation, and I will comment back, and we can start to build a community here, get to know each other in the comments, and be a empowered, uplifting community of people who are trying to find love and who are creating their best version of themselves. So I will see you in my next video. Bye. If I want to build a community, I feel like sharing parts of my life is really important. So I just got back from a trip to Spain. I got to see Barcelona, Mallorca, Sevilla, and Malaga. So here's some clips from there of my friends, of the scenery, of everything like that. So as you may know, I am engaged. And so when I got back from my trip to Spain, I had like a couple of days, and then me and my fiance drove up to North Carolina to help my parents out with some family stuff, and we took our beautiful little border collie with us, so you'll see those clips in a second. But I think what's really important is to be able to share pieces of me. So here's me and my fiance and then us driving our little puppy. We actually got him a bigger crate, so we're very happy about that. My mom owns a dog boarding facility. So this weekend, my dog got to go play with his friends on the beach, made some really nice food with my fiance, and then just rested yesterday, watched basketball. We were watching the NBA championship right now. It's May 28th of 2024. So this is just my life lately, and these are my two ragdoll cats. That is Zara, and behind her is Coco, and my dog's name is Wolf. He is almost a year old, and my kitties are 4 years old. So enjoy. I'm gonna add little vlogs to all of my videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.